Welcome back, Malmö Arena. We have got Mousesports and GODSENT going up against each other in a third map here. If you are just tuning in and joining us and you're a bit late to the show here, then go and check out the Score Esports and download the application for your iPhone or Android and all that good stuff. Yeah, definitely do that. Check out all the results, not just from this game, but from the first two quarterfinals that we already had. We are obviously going into a fourth one after this one, so there's a lot to catch up on. And certainly a lot of interviews and articles and all that good stuff. So check that out. Definitely do it. We are going to head into Mirage in just a couple of seconds here. What do you think, Semler?
Oh, it's a perfect map to end this on.
Who's going to win it, though?
I'm still sticking by my guns, man. I'm sticking by Twist, basically. GODSENT.
GODSENT, yeah. I had them from the beginning as well, so I'm going to have to stick with it. It does look like Nico's in an absolutely terrifying mood, though. Only really matched by Twist. Could be the battle between those two. Or it could be that it's going to be some other deciding factor. I mean, on this map, a person like Chris J could really, really have a field day, couldn't he?
Yeah, no, that's the thing, man. You have those ops come into play. Twist, capable opper, Schneider as well, but like if Chris J can find his form on a map like this, he can do some damage. So it's all going to be about, once again, picking up those pistol rounds. Shouts to RDL as well.
Yeah.
The coach.
Coach behind you.
Ex-player.
Pronax.
Exactly.
Yeah, way, way back in the day. Spitfire somewhere out there, probably Litter out there somewhere, and Emilio, not out there anymore.
Not out there anymore, no. Well, trying to be out there.
We have got, I think the knife round just ended, or am I mistaken?
No, the knife round has just ended, so we should be starting the countdown pretty soon, guys. Don't worry, we're not going to keep you waiting too long here on this third map. We want more of the action, and we want more Deeg headshots, because both of these guys, well, this guy in particular, just keeps delivering them round after round. And Nico as well on the other side. Between the two of them, they have to have like, what, 10 headshots between the two of them? Easily now with the Deagle. It's crazy.
Yeah, they've really shown us something here.
Yeah, special Deegs. Maybe that's what's going on. Regardless, it's balancing out to be a very nice match. I mean, both of these teams, yeah, there we go. Some stats up on the stream now for you guys for Nico.
I'm trying to think back to, in terms of sort of tactics, because obviously that terrorist side from Pronax, we're just going to give him the credit, even if Twist did open up a lot of these rounds. But in terms of sort of tactics, in terms of calling and sort of out-calling Mousesports in some ways, Pronax very good on Inferno. His teams have always been pretty good on Mirage too. It's just that when the Mirage CE version changed to sort of this version of Mirage, it was a good while before the Fnatic team decided to actually play. It's not that they were sort of outright bad on it, they just didn't really want to play that much in the beginning. But I do think Pronax has a lot of sort of, you know, old stuff in the back of his mind, somewhere they could fall back to. We are headed into the map here. Third coming up in the series, quarterfinals. And this is where it's all decided who gets to go on to the semifinals and who gets to go home. It's all going to happen right now. Mousesports starting on the CT side, it will be GODSENT on the terrorist side, and Twist and actually Nico walking right into each other, and Nico gonna straight win that fight now. He did see two other people there, so yeah, they're just gonna speed up behind. This is a good call coming up from GODSENT. They have to do it. They've lost a player. Just get into this bomb site quick and get the bomb down next. Oh my, oh what? He takes down Pronax. Is this real life? Pof finally gonna take care of him. Speedy having a very long fight, but he's out of bullets. Knife is out, trying to stab someone. Not gonna be Pof because Chris take countered that, and what an absolutely unreal round from Mousesports. Every single kill was a headshot, and two of them, they didn't even get to touch the ground.
Yeah, we need the replay on that, please. Thank you very much. So the first one, headshot midair. Headshot midair.
No,
just
goddamn way.
Yeah, ungodly. That's what we're talking about next. And another pistol round here for Mousesports. They're well in the lead as far as the pistol rounds are concerned versus GODSENT. GODSENT continue to struggle getting a strong start on these maps. It's just not gonna happen. But I mean, I guess Chris J on Cash, that was beautiful work. This was more frenetic. This was more just, you know, aggressive, all-out craziness from Nex. Chris was art. Next was brutality. Well, whatever. However you want to get into it, man.
I mean, that was supposed to be a really bad position. You know, you get caught there just raining down on top of you. You don't really have any chance to do anything. Oh, Twist actually knowing this angle. That's quite cool. It's a very, very easy angle to hit if anyone's standing right there, and they're sort of jiggle peeking the corner a little bit, but not going to be successful, it seems. And And we had 4 Deagles, actually still have 4 Deagles in play. Pronax picked one up, but from the beginning, a lot of Deagles being picked up. And we have Nex in that corner. Pronax is probably, I could imagine him playing this once they get to the CT side. That's what he loves doing with that. Exactly that pop flash.
Exactly. Next, giving him a taste of his own medicine. Lekro will find a Deeg shot. Pronax not going to be able to connect there, however. And Palf will be able to take it back. So, I mean, they're trading GODSENT. They have that going for them. Unfortunately, that bomb has to come up from connector, and there's a man waiting for him in jungle. Actually, all 3 Mousesports members now just going to be camping this bomb. So Lekro, he doesn't have many options here. He's kind of just sit and wait, cross your fingers, hope that you're going to be able to find some kind of gap to abuse here. And he's looking for that lucky headshot. Down to 5 HP, though.
Yeah, you can look for the top of that, but oh, wow.
All right. That was sick. That was sick. We'll give you that. Oh, and he was pre-aiming the angle as well for the second one. All right.
Lekro, I mean, he's definitely impressing us this tournament, his sort of debut for a big tournament. Second round goes in the favor of Mousesports. They lose a lot more than they needed to there. There's down to 2 men staying alive. GODSENT, 1 smoke, couple of flashbangs there from Pronax. Can they get a bomb plant in somewhere? It'd be nice if they could start off that way.
Well, yeah, because then that means an AWP, basically. So they really do need a bomb plant at some point here, GODSENT. They need that bonus $800 to play with. They do actually have a couple of nades to go off of here. Schneider, top mid, is going to find the first kill. That was on Dennis and Connector. So, again, the Deagles, man, they're just so deadly these days. These players getting so efficient with the one-shots. And now the smokes go raining into that B site. We'll see if Nex is going to be able to hold the line. He's got the M4A1, not necessarily the best rifle to have, seeing as how it only has 20 bullets, not the 30 of the A4. But he does have support. There is a rotation coming in from Speedy, so there will be 2 players ready to hold solid on this B site and to push up the top mid as well from Nico and Chris. They're just all over the place right now, GODSENT. They've infiltrated the A site. In the meantime, Mousesports, are they going to walk right back into a trap? No. Schneider not able to get the drop on him. Chris J, luckily for him, turns back in time.
Why on earth did Mousesports rotate so much? I mean, luckily for them, Chris takes out 2 in that bomb site before the bomb even makes it there, but don't think they needed to commit that much to the rotation. I think they were scared that there was going to be sort of a pinch going on between Catwalk and B hallways, but they should have probably known that that wasn't happening. Anyway, 3 versus 4 right now, and they are out of grenades and armor on the terrorist side. So it'll be very hard for them, even if they get the bomb plant here, to actually win the round.
Yeah, it's all about making the mad dash now for Palf. He's the one carrying the bomb. It looks like they want to get clever. They're going to boost Pronax up onto the stairs. So a little bit of an angle, and they'll peek together. But Palf, he needs to get on the other side of those boxes and get that bomb down. And it seems like Lekro's checking the angle as well. He's going to be watching for him. And there's the fake plant. What is this madness? You have 10 seconds to get that bomb plant. And they will allow it, Mousesports, in the end. So they do succeed in getting the bomb plant. GODSENT, that's all they were looking for in this round. Economic damage and the extra money coming into it.
Yeah, Mousesports really confident in their retake, obviously, here. They know that they could just do that. Lekro out in the open. What a headshot, but he wasn't counting on the second one. These Deagles are out of control in this best of 3. Not just Twist and Nico anymore. Everyone just seems to be chiming in here. Polf looking for his own. He's going to get it. The bomb. Oh, no! The bomb is already being defused. Nico, he's on it. He has to go back. Polf is looking for it. Nico actually comes off the bomb. What is this, Polf? Looking for the shot, and Nico has to run. GODSENT, they managed to do it. The Deagles reign supreme.
Oh, and Polf even playing it up to the crowd.
Nico, he absolutely could have stuck that, but he was so sure that Polf would have come back for him. He obviously can't know what we know. He has a kit. That was down to like 2 seconds, but he probably thought, and maybe rightly so, that that would have been a quick peek from Polf. Oh, wow. And that's on top of 2 rounds that were very close as well, where they lost so many players. That's a great start, though.
Yeah, there we go. Nico just saying, okay, last round was a fluke. Not going to happen again. They managed to start off strong. Mousesports with that great spray to top mid to take out Pronax. And now, what GODSENT, are they going to have the Deagle heroics again? Can they actually deliver when they have rifles in hand? And so far, they're off to a bit of a bumpy start, but Schneider, he's getting right up on top of Connector. And, well, it's not even going to be Chris to get the kill. Instead, it's Nico. This guy's just everywhere right now. Dennis will catch out Twist. And that was a lurk out to Tetris from Pit. And it's down to 2 players remaining here for GODSENT, Lekro and Palf, and they're on the brink basically of getting their economy reset unless they can come up with some kind of heroic play here, get into the middle of the defense and catch some people off guard. They're in a 2-on-5.
Yeah, I think at this point the best they could do is really try and use Lekro and the bomb as sort of a magnet to try and pull some people close to Palf and then let him take them out, but probably won't win them the round, but it would be great if they could do it, get at least 2 or 3 kills in a round like this and make it really expensive for Mousesports. But you're right, they don't have the money to buy the next round. Unless they could get a bomb plan, maybe they would be just close enough, but it would still be sort of pressing it, I would say.
Yeah, toeing the line. Maybe a Tech 9 buy, something along those lines, if they really want to go for it. But that's only if they really make it expensive in this round, I think.
Oh, wow. Look at this.
Yeah,
they actually line up the man holding. That was next by the window there. Oh, sorry, by the vent. They're not going to realize there's another mine in there, and that's Dennis. If that had been a kill on Dennis, it would have been awful. Paul still trying to see if he can make it in. 1-on-3 for him. And the rotation is happening. He's right in the middle of that triangle, looking for the opening shot. He's actually going to take one down, Speedy. He's not got time to rotate anywhere else. He has to go for the fight here. 10, 9, 8 seconds. He just has to run. He doesn't have any health either. And it will be a kill for Dennis. But they actually get the 3 kills that they need. Unreal.
And that's going to prompt a force buy out of them that has to. If it had been 5 players surviving for Mousesports, no reason to. But the fact that they line it up for Powell, if it doesn't get any better than that. The third one as well in connector. Speedy with the deagle, doing the best that he can. But yeah, now GODSENT, they're just like, okay, then we managed to do enough damage where they should be on a weird buy here. Might be skimping a little bit, and you see that with the scout on Chris J, the UMP on Speedy. But Tech 9's across the board here for GODSENT, full nades as well, and it does look like it's going to be a bit of the YOLO play for them, straight out onto this B site, and we'll see if Mousesports, if the 2 players holding are going to be able to hang in there, because it's Speedy and Nex. Speedy's only got that UMP, but Nex does have the M4A1, so they do have good firepower.
Well, it's kind of now. Oh, what a quick jump out the window. Speedy with the UMP is going to get run over. Electro picking up that shot. Next here is getting some backup in. That M4A1, not that many bullets actually. Forced back to the pistol immediately. Chris, he's so close with the AWP. If he misses shots right now, he could be going down. He's already been tagged in the face. He drops the twist. And now it's a 3-on-3. Pronax holding in that corner. Twist just doing massive damage. And the grenade from Electro will shut down Nex and Nico. 1 versus 2, but the bomb is not down. He still has a very good shot of doing this. He does not have head armor, though, and that could come back to haunt him here. Bit of a spray coming out. Tech 9, if it tags him in the face, he's gone already. He's got low enough health that all it takes is 1 bullet here, and Pronax will have done it. The smoke is up. A 1 versus 1 here between the 2 captains, and this could be a very, very early and deciding round for either team.
That's very wise of Nico. Look at this. Look at how far back he's falling. In case there was the smoke coming in case Pronax tried to play something tricky and go into kitchen, Nico just falling back, setting himself up nicely to close off those angles and really force Pronax into an awkward spot. Now Pronax, however, he's had time to plant for himself, so he's taken up that position on short, and it's all going to be on Nico now to figure out where this man is coming from. And Nico, he just goes charging in, hoping to get the info, but it's not going to happen. Pronax, with the clever positioning, is going to pull it off, and Nico, you can see the look of frustration on his face. He's definitely disappointed he wasn't able to pull that off. I mean, basically, it had to end in the pistol duel between the 2 of them, where they're both just spamming at each other. Pronax with his Tech 9, Nico with his USP. You have to know that after that, Nico's probably, shaking his head thinking, I should have had it there. It should have been over.
Oh, I mean, a classic go-to round on Mirage if you are with Tech 9 and armor. It's so powerful. Fnatic, they used to be the kings of doing that when they were under Pronax command.
Olaf Meister, man.
So hard to stop them. Believe the first team to sort of really figure out a way to do it was actually the then Dignitas team, the Danes. Astralis now who are sort of out of the tournament, but they were the first ones to put a real end to it. But if you don't have the right positions as you see the smokes coming in, it's actually very hard to get into any kind of position. I do also question sort of Chris running in with the AWP as far as he did, because as soon as his teammates are down and you could see he misses the shot, then he's not got much of a chance behind the bench then. Nico does have a deagle. I don't need to tell you that this is already dangerous. Look at that through the smoke. He's still so close. This time not being rewarded just yet.
Well, we do actually manage to do some damage to the man. That smoke is going to clear eventually. Twist up close. Bit of a dangerous situation for him. He does eventually get the spray in there, but it was definitely sloppy. So Twist, he's down to 28, and now Mousesports, the rest of them kind of rotating in. It seems like they want to double up on jungle right now and just be ready to pounce either way. If GODSENT commit to A site, they'll have a quick rotate over with Nex and CT. Dennis is still alive on that side as well. And with 35 seconds left, GODSENT, they will go for the split. 2 through connector, 2 through pit, 1 through palace, and now it's all on Dennis to hold the line because his teammates, they can't really do too much to help him. He's on his own and he's playing behind the boxes. As long as he doesn't show himself, everything could go well, but I mean, it's already, the damage is done, and he just completely wipe him out. GODSENT all 3 kills. Next finally comes in with the dig, and he gets a second headshot as well. Could try and dart forward to deny the plant, but he's not gonna be able to find the angle. And the delayed lurk coming in from Lekro will be the one to shut things down. GODSENT, 3 rounds now on the T side of Mirage.
Yeah, I'm not. You'll be my witness, Summer. I'm not cheating. I haven't checked on my phone or anything in the middle of the game. I swear. I predict there's going to be at least one thread on Reddit about the deal at this point. It's so ridiculous, but I mean, it is a risk. It is an investment. And it certainly doesn't always pay off. But everyone is just getting their chance with it, it seems. And again, Mousesports out of money. GODSENT, they're actually off to a fantastic start here in the first half. And it didn't seem like that was going to be the case, but I would be worried right now if I was on the Mousesports team.
Well, it really makes you wonder what the devs are going to do about the R8 that shares the same slot. If people are getting so good with the Deagle, how good is the R8 going to be to actually make it a worthwhile decision, a worthwhile choice between the two, right? Not sure if we're going to see that revolver anytime soon again, but hey. Bit of a shooting gallery out here, top mid. Lekro holding his own, getting 2 kills, and whoa, they do actually manage to catch out Schneider, so a little bit of an awkward spot here for GODSENT, but a good flash opens things up, and Nex is going to get chased back into Connector. He's the last man alive here in a 1v3. But Mousesports have still successfully done some damage to the GODSENT lineup. They've actually made this a little bit more expensive than it needed to be for the Swedes.
Yeah, I was going to say, just go and fight them next. Don't waste our time. Everyone knew that was over already. A good triple from Lekro. And him and Porf actually doing a pretty good job right now on the GODSENT side. Pronax, Twist, Schneider all just a little bit behind. And a chance to re-emerge. You know, I brought up this point about Chris and the AWP, but it doesn't really matter if they don't have money for it.
Yeah, when is he actually going to be able to afford one? When's he going to be able to get in position to actually take advantage of it? What is this? Lekro, are you insane? He just goes charging through the smoke. That was a total just... I mean, that was completely designed to catch a man with a nade in hand, and he nearly pulled it off as well. That was way too close. Speedy is going to be the one dancing around on the site, and Lekro eventually hunts him down. As soon as the smoke clears, GODSENT, they're in position now to take advantage of this as well. There's only a single man here, and that is Nex, but he doesn't find any targets, nobody to shoot at.
Somewhere out there, Stu2K is watching and just smiling a bit like, yeah, see how that works. I see how that works. Nex, going for a blind shot, but not connecting with anyone. That's a very aggressive play from Lekro. It's going to throw you off so much playing on the CT side when that starts to happen. Speedy, who's already had a pretty brutal game. He's got 1 kill in 8 rounds. Definitely not good enough at this point here. Lekro looking for another frag, but look how much he's just gravitated 2 people over here. Both Chris and Nex are actually stuck on the bomb site, worried about just him, while the rest of the team pushing towards the A-bomb site. Looks like Schneider's just worried that someone's going to be flanking them from T-spawn, but unless Dennis and Nico can go absolutely ham here, this is going to be a pivotal round in the first half. Nico, he is in the corner right now, and he's got a little bit of help by Shadows. There's a good early frag, going for the second one, just shutting them down. Look at this. Nico eating them one at a time. Lekro can push, but this is too late here. 25 seconds. They should never be able to get the bomb in time to actually defuse it or actually put it down, sorry, and Schneider alone just saving the AWP here. What a performance from Nico.
Yeah, there's just individual skill basically coming into the play there for Nico, making the difference on his own. Good to see that Nex is also sitting at the top of the scoreboard right now. Usually we see him sitting towards the bottom in the matches that matter, but the high impact frags keep coming in here for Nico. Wasn't able to win the 1v1, but in this round he stands tall, he picks up 3, and now, well, means that we're tied up 4-4.
This would have made GODSENT's first half.
Yeah, GODSENT just needs to tighten up. Like I mean, well, tighten up basically. Tighten up and group up together. Look at this. He just gets a series of duels. 1, 2. Where's the third man? He's not in any position to actually get a refrag. And that's the real issue there for that round for GODSENT. Just nobody able to just trade effectively with Nico. They need to get that buddy system going.
Well, they did save the AWP. Well, Schneider, see if he can make some space for them in the middle here. They do have a lot of grenades still left, yes. Tied scoreline at 4-4. Looks like they are going for a play for mid control here. Creeping in underpass, controlling top mid. Very common stuff.
Yeah, it's the sandwich. It's just going in, hoping to catch somebody out in connector. If Mousesports were trying to go for some setup to go into underpass as well, they'd be forced out. And like you guys can see, Chris J, you know, that flash, and that's all that GODSENT need to do at this point. Now they have some options. They can go into window and elect to boost somebody up, and that's exactly what's going to happen with Palf. And so now Mousesports, they really have to worry about this part of the map. They don't have any mid information on mid apart from a single flash going in, so that's not going to tell them a whole lot. And that's why Mousesports actually go for the push into pit with Dennis and Nico. They instantly try and get information. As soon as Chris gives up that position, they're like, okay, we need to try and figure out something here. Where are GODSENT coming from? Is it going to be A or is it going to be B? Are they working their way up short? They have nothing to go off of right now, Mousesports. This is such an awkward situation. And now, I mean, again, look at that. Dennis, he's just having to edge forward. Palf is going to get the kill onto Chris J, and that's in jungle. And now Dennis full flashed. They're hitting all the shots, GODSENT. They're doing everything right. And Mousesports, there's so little you can do when you just have no idea. It's just too late when GODSENT are already punching you in the face.
Yeah, they're allowed to get so far into connector, into window as well. They're just walking up. You're right about that sort of play for the ramp. The only problem with that play was Twist was up in the apartments and he can hear the pop flash going down. So he already knows that they're probably going to be on. That's why they checked that angle so quickly. So just Twist being in that area and hearing the flash going out is going to give, I mean, GODSENT all the information they need essentially. You can also almost be certain that if that happens, there are 2 people on the bomb site playing because one throws the flashbang, the other one peeks it. So just really, really unfortunate that the Twist was there to hear it for them. Mousesports are going to lose the round after just doing so well, and they don't really have the money to buy, but if they don't, GODSENT are going to get to 6 rounds, which is probably all they need on this first half. This is terrifying right now. The only sort of silver lining I can think of here is that their CT sides haven't looked so great, so it could also be that GODSENT are relying quite a bit on these terrorist sides. I mean, it could be that the score is going to change once we get to the second half.
Yeah. That is a good point to make. They have struggled so far in the first 2 maps.
I mean, the scores will change, Sam. I realize that, but I'm just saying.
I'm just curious to see how Mousesports decide to change up in the next round. If they're going to go for an aggressive push to top mid or something along those lines, try and catch GODSENT off guard. As far as things are concerned here, aggressive push into Palace actually works, and Dennis will get the trade kill onto Twist. So now they have an AK to play with. Problem is that the rest of GODSENT, well, 2 of them at least, are sitting in pit just waiting to see if Mousesports are going to push out onto this A site. And so with a minute 20 left on this clock, it gets a little tricky here. Nice little peek for information from Palf onto short. Little does he know there's a man lurking in window. And he's never going to know because Nex ends his life. So a man advantage now here for Mousesports.
Almost a bit sad that GODSENT didn't just push into that A bomb side once, because I think Twist noticed both the players that were pushing him behind. So just push up and smoke them off and let him be up in the apartments. What does it matter at that point in time if you're going to be having the A bomb side essentially and putting the bomb down? Really good job from Lekro though. And again, he's playing with no sense of fear at all. Pronax though, sneaking the bomb back towards the B bomb site. So yeah, all of this is happening and Mousesports are fully focused here, trying to retake a bomb site where really not much is happening except for just pure death at this point. Speedy going to be going down. Schneider, some really good kills, but they had the backup plan in Pronax all along. 6-4. Mousesports can buy, but it's only barely, even after the eco here. It's so sketchy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Chris can just barely eke out the op Kevlar. Nico, he'll always go for the UMP when he has to make this decision to take a hit on his firepower in order to get the nades, because if he doesn't, they would have hardly anything to work with as far as utility is concerned for Mousesports. There's the shot from Chris, and he misses the flick. Gets caught on the edge as well, but he does manage to make it out intact. But still, again, that's how they wanted to change it. It looks like Chris, getting in there for the aggressive peak, but GODSENT now have control of mid once again. Spitty with the aggressive push-up onto short. He's actually going to get into ladder room, so maybe he has some kind of top-down angle, but they're already ready and waiting for him. Although Schneider, as I say that, he turns away, so a bit of a missed opportunity.
Well, it's FAMAS versus AK, and Twist with a running straight into that, turns around, takes down Nico as well. He finally drops the Nex, but now alone on this bomb side. Nex is here. Chris is going to be coming in as well, but they could just smoke him off right now. Lekro taking him out, and Chris, he has to try and be the hero right now, or he gets stuck on the grenade, I think. And now it's the 3 versus 2. The bomb goes down, and in the middle raiding Schneider. Dennis is going to be walking right past. What a brilliant lurk coming out of him. A very intelligent play from Schneider, which is not always the 2 things I associate with him, but pretty good job. And Chris is going to be alone, 1 versus 3 here.
Shots. You realize he's staying at the same hotel as us, right?
It's fine.
I'll find you. All right.
I bet he will.
Chris, though, man, I mean, there's not a whole lot that Chris can hope to do here. He hits the second shot on the site, but really he needed to be picking up that first kill at the beginning of the round at top mid to just slow GODSENT down. So it's a frustrating situation for the Opper, and he barely makes that alive. Pronax actually spotted him on that A site, and so he will live through. Dennis reconnects, so there should not be any timeout coming through here, at least not a technical timeout, unless Mousesports want to call it now. And it does look like Mousesports are going to stick it. So it is the tactical timeout coming up here for Mousesports. They realize they're falling way too far behind here in this first half. GODSENT are just taking off, and everything is working out here for GODSENT, considering Mousesports are only sitting on 2,500. This is like the worst timeout as well. It's just like, well, let's just take a deep breath, guys, because we don't have money to buy in the next round. We're probably going to get our heads caved in again. So, just like think around in advance, around ahead, unless somebody has some kind of clever strat that they've been holding back from us all this entire time to win an anti-eco.
You got the orb on Chris. I'd say put that in the window, put the other 4 people in front charging top mid, and just pray that they are going to try and challenge you with 2 or 3 members up there. I mean, I think that you can try and I mean, either way, it's all going to have to revolve around the AWP, but I prefer you taking charge as opposed to sticking the ball or sticking the AWP in either B or A. The other thing you could try and do is stack the 4 pistols in A, preferably with some grenades, in my opinion. That's just me. Then have Chris not just peek B, but have him be all the way in apartments, so he can actually see the full line into the all the way into the terrace side of apartments. Because then he will at least get a little bit of advanced notice. If he can that, maybe the grenades can sort of run their way back over to B, and you can have some sort of fireworks going on. This is all very, very long shots. There is obviously no sort of, you know,
guaranteed method.
There's no recipe for winning a pistol round or an eco round, but you could try.
Well, sometimes, well, there was a time when the recipe was just have Olofmeister put a Tech 9 in his hands and, you know, run. And Pronax is thinking back to those days like...
Buy a deagle on Nico. I mean, that's already happened, actually. Nico already has the deagle, so...
I mean, put a deagle on
Is anyone surprised at this point?
No. No. And he had the money, too. Like, they're probably just going to quasi here, Mousesports. You know, spend a little bit of money, invest in pistols, but still save enough to get a reasonable buy going on in the next round. It's pretty much what they have to hope for here as we wind down on this tactical timeout. Match is resuming. The countdown has begun, and we have a full buy coming in on GODSENT's side. No surprise there, considering the bank that they have.
I'm guessing they won't be going middle because they don't have a single flashbang picked up. So it's really silly to go middle without a single flashbang. That really doesn't make any sense. So
just camp is what I think they're thinking here.
Or just camp it out. Well, the match just resumed. We are going into the 12th round here. It's the 3rd map, and somehow GODSENT are actually leading the charge. Nico in the middle, bit of a stack over towards the B bomb site. Chris playing on Catwalk instead, so they did exactly none of what I said, which is all right.
Yeah, which is fine as well. It's just going to be interesting to see how this plays out. It's not a bad position to be in. If GODSENT push onto the B site, if Chris is on short, he can take shots at them as they come out the window, and then the crossfire here with Nex, he's got a dig of his own. And there we go. Nex finds the headshot onto Palf. Chris will be effective. He takes out Twist, but the rest of the push falls apart as the rotators come through. Pronax will be able to put that AK to use, taking out Chris. And what is this? They turn it around in the blink of an eye. GODSENT, they walk right into the trap, and now it's Spitty. First kill with the AWP into the 1v1. And they know exactly where one another are at this point. Pronax dancing on one side of the pillar, and he's trying to bait out some kind of reaction here from Spitty, but Spitty is content to just sit and hold the line. He needs to have faith in the angle at this point. He needs to believe that this is where he is going to get peeked from, because Pronax right now is just playing for time, trying to catch him off guard, and Spitty gets the tag, and he's point blank with no scope! Sit down, Pronax! It's over, and I was going to comment on Spitty having a bit of a rough first half, but talk about coming through with the big impact plays.
Yeah, that was the 3rd kill of this match, or this map that Spitty has had. The 3rd.
Right? That's what I was looking at the scoreboard at the time, like, okay, he has 1 frag. Actually, maybe not going to throw him under the bus. You know, so 1 frag.
He also had no armor, which means that Pronax just had to land 1 body shot, and that duel would have probably been over, so... That's a bit of a strange round, but it works out for Mousesports, and they need it desperately right now. 7-5, very good news here for the CT side. Let's see if they can continue. Now is where they cannot afford to lose the rounds. They need to keep up, and GODSENT don't have that much money. There's a real chance for Mousesports to get right back into this game here. Porf is holding top mid, and it seems like it's going to be a pretty aggressive execute with 3 people coming out of Absolute. Dennis is in a world of trouble right now. Chris opening up, and that's a very important shot. That means they can focus on the apartments where everybody's going to be rolling out. Chris going down. Dennis in this corner. They've lost Nico as well, and look how many people are there. He just can't spray down that many. Great shot from Speedy, denying that Molotov, but still 2-on-3, and Porf can tell them no one's rotating in through here, so they don't have to worry about that just yet. Well, now he sees some long-range spray, and very nearly a kill. He's low on health, but look how much time they have to spend. Molotov coming in, he's forced out, and he can't actually get the kill. Speedy ends up going down, and now, or gets the kill, and now it's Twist and Lekro left, but they've been hitting very hard so far. The bomb is planted in a very bad spot for Twist. So actually an awful plant here. If Lekro goes down, this round is going to be almost dead.
Yeah, there's some balance here. I mean, he has to try and make the play through the smoke, and they're taking a lot of damage, but Spitty will finally get on top of that bomb. He has the kit, and he has just enough time for the defuse. Doesn't even tick over to White, and Spitty's just like, you know, a little nod of the head. They're like, yeah, knew it all along. We were going to get that round under control.
There is nothing Twist can do from that far back on the ramp. As soon as Lekro dies, the round is done. Assuming they go for the defuse. If they don't, then it's you know, it can still go south, but...
It's just the fact that they get jumped in mid, and they still manage to pull through Mousesports. They did it so early on with the bomb plant that, given the extra time on that bomb now, they had time to actually root out that guy top mid and then worry about the players on the site. Mousesports are coming back into it, and it would be some freaky kind of balance if they were to pull off another 8-7 half. because we've had 8-7 on both first halves of both first maps of this best of 3. And well, Spitty starts it off strong. He takes out Lekro. And so GODSENT, they were trying to get cheeky over here in the B apartments, trying to put some pressure on early, and it looks like they want to keep making Mousesports think that this is where the action's going to be. All these nades going out, and then Pronax sacking himself. He puts himself in there alone.
It is a bit scary. The DF already put out a lot of the grenades, so maybe he's just hoping they're going to come and look for him. Not that much money on GODSENT this round, but they decided to make the buy happen anyway. Look how far in Twist is over here at the A-bomb site, just in sandwich already. Little does he know that if he actually managed to sneak out right now, he could maybe get a bit of an angle on either Chris or Dennis, and he could sneak into win. There's so many options, but obviously he can't know that. Jumps up once, does get spotted. Twist going for a very long spray, but not connecting with anything. Backup is being called for. Schneider and Porf are shown up, and one of them has the bomb. Pronax still making a bit of noise over at the B bomb site now. 40 seconds left. GODSENT winning this round would mean so much to them here. Mousesports be furious if it happened. And look at that plant way out in the open. They're not going to run the same risks as last time. Chris almost dead, has to fall back, but Dennis there to help out and takes out Porf. Pronax rotating into the middle, and he can actually defend the bomb from this position. This is beautiful play. Nico's right there. Speedy as well in the window. There's going to be Schneider with the UMP. Picks up one. Gets the second as well. Next, taking out another one, but it's still a 2-on-3 in that bomb. So open. Pronax, they can both see it. They don't even have a smoke, or they just put one up in the connector. And Pronax made the jump. This is a mad round. They're defusing behind the smoke. It's already happening. They can't stop it. Mousesports, they're on it. And Pronax, he's going to be late. That equalized the score. 7-7. Mousesports, they had exactly one smoke. I think they even picked it up from off the ground.
Yeah, it must have been off of a corpse somewhere. But that is all over the place, kind of crazy sort of play coming in through for GODSENT and Mousesports both. GODSENT being in that, I mean, being down a man as well, and still managing to get onto that. So frustrating. And Mousesports, I mean, they just continue to power forward. Now they're the ones who are feeling it. They are poised to take this 8th round in the half, and it's going to be on GODSENT now to turn that around. And again, GODSENT showing some action at top mid. They get the short smoke down this time around, which isn't something we've been seeing too much from them. Chris J still playing short and still waiting to see. He hasn't really gone back to window since he got chased off that last time. Instead, it's Nico, and like, wow, okay. 6 shot from Pronax to shut him down, but that is definitely an off angle coming in from Nico to be all the way out there in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, that grenade fails. It got caught by the cart. Otherwise, it would have been a sort of an even trade there.
But they have the man advantage, GODSENT. Minute left, and the bomb still with the mid control, and they're still out on the extremity, so they're waiting to see where is the play going to come from. And now Chris is elected to go over towards B. He's going into apartments this time around, and it does look like he wants to try and get a little aggressive with it as well. But they aren't willing to commit. They aren't willing to go for the big push. And instead, Nex and Chris are kind of dancing around, hesitating. Do they need to rotate off to A or not? Because GODSENT haven't shown anything yet. Mousesports, they're just hanging so far back. Dennis, you can see from CT, all he has information on is Pit and Palace, and he keeps kind of jiggle peeking, hoping to catch the first man to step out there. It is going to be through connector, though, that the action is going to happen. Pronax, he's low on HP, but he's going to take point, try and scout it out, and we'll see if they can actually catch out Spitty, because he's going to be their first problem coming through here. As the push begins for GODSENT, 25 seconds left on this clock. They are not allowed to make a single mistake at this point. They really need to get the job done. And Dennis, he's been spotted, and that opens it up for Spitty to peek out. 2 rifles holding from CT there to get the work done, but the bomb will get planted once again, and there's Pronax lurking in the wings. So the rotation, he hears them all going by. All of his teammates know where Mousesports are coming from at this point. They know that it's all in CT, and Schneider's already in position with the AWP.
My God, this is going to be a tough retake, isn't it? Let Crow a little bit of damage early on, but he actually lets one in, and Dennis to pick up that one kill. They have a smoke on Chris. Just like last time, this could be the deciding difference. They smoke it up and get the defuse home, then GODSENT are going to be furious. Dennis comes through and gets the quick kill on Schneider. He's not realizing there's another man there, and there comes Pronax with the one, with the follow-up headshot on Speedy. And Dennis, he is simply out of time. Nothing to be done. GODSENT going to win the 8th round here, and that is it. Turns around, the bomb explodes, and 8-7. GODSENT with a fantastic, a beautiful first half for them.
Yeah, that is, again, very solid work. It just feels like on every map right now, GODSENT has been doing fantastic work. But during the halftime, we're going to quickly throw it down to the floor to hear what Paula has to say about this jaw-dropping match.
Thank you very much, Semler. Now we are going into the final half of the final map in this series. And I just wanted to check with the crowd. Have we got any Mousesports fans in the crowd? Any Mousesports fans? We see you. And then, of course, do we have any GODSENT fans in the crowd as well? There we go.
Well, that seemed like a very one-sided audience. You'd hardly blame them at this point here. The home team is still in the building, and they've been playing very well so far. You get worried because there's so much noise in here, Semmler. What happens later when NIP play?
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for, man. And it's like the clash as well, because who's on the other team but Pasha?
Yeah.
So, I mean, two massive star power teams going at it.
Well, the last half of this best of three is coming up. It's Mousesports and GODSENT, and now if Mousesports can bring this round home, if they can make it work on the terrorist side early on in the pistol, they've been winning so many pistol rounds in this quarterfinals. That might just be the start that could propel them all the way home. They've got 2 grenades. Are they going to double grenade Poff? He's in a very dangerous position. There comes one, a second one. They tried, but it just didn't work. Now they're rushing in towards the window room. Twist is here in the corner. Chris has already taken out one. There's so many people. He's just being absolutely run over. Lecro finally putting an end to the madness that was Mousesports. And now Chris, he's dead. Still a 3-on-4.
But the bomb is already planted, and Speedy's about to give GODSENT a taste of their own medicine. The bomb is planted for Courtyard, and he's wrapped all the way up to top mid. Schneider, he may not have any idea. He may get completely blindsided this because he's already worried about some man being in connector. And there it is. Speedy draws it out, misses the shots completely, but he gets the job done in the end. And all 3 kills, all 3 headshots go there for Mousesports. And yet again, they pick up the pistol round, Anders. GODSENT, that, it's like you have notes when you come out of a match, right? Like, okay, don't overpeak. Don't learn how to win pistol round. That's what needs to happen right now for GODSENT, because I think they've picked up 1 pistol this entire best of 3 versus Mousesports. They just believe in making the job as hard as possible for themselves. That's it. They don't want any easy rounds.
But it's beautiful because, first of all, the double grenade on Poff could have really well worked. He could have been dead, and then they don't actually push the bomb site to try and put the bomb down. They push the bomb site to try and get entries on whoever is at CT spawn and jungle. They just want to kill those people and then worry about the rest. That's a pretty aggressive way to play. Now, obviously, pistols on a couple of people upgraded here. Double grenade on as well. Lecro opening up with a oh no! Takes down Nico. He might not be done. Well, he's going to be done there. Dennis will take him out, but that's a horrifying way for Mousesports to start off a round. They should still be in position to win it here. The grenade's not doing too much damage, but there's a follow-up shot. Poff taking out Dennis now, 2-on-4. And GODSENT are rotating in, including Twist coming up from behind. The bomb is still not down. There is time for the Swedish team to make this work. They got Pronax as well rotating in behind. This could be a huge flank that they might not be ready for. Chris is going to be the first to see it happen. Poff, he gets one. Chris with a good spray, but here comes the backup. Chris going down now. It's a 1-on-1 next. He certainly has the edge right here, and he's going to get the shot. He's down himself to 16 health. And Mousesports will win the round. My God.
If Pronax could have had an AK there, he hit the headshot on Next first. If he wasn't so far away with the CZ75, we may be hearing this whole place erupt for another big round win for GODSENT. But what is this ungodly stuff coming in from Lecro? That second kill is just unreal. And it's like Nico as well. Nico, of course, he's gonna be the one because there's balance in the universe, right? It's like, Nico, you're the one getting your head, you're the one ripping heads off all the time. Here, get a taste of your own medicine with Lecro. See how it feels to get 1-digged, running 1-digged. That's just nuts. And Lecro, he's kind of been like the silent killer, man. There's a lot of hype, but he's sitting on 22 kills right now. So, I mean, he is leading the charge for GODSENT. This time around, however, it's, Schneider, Twist, like these guys need to start waking up and really getting some work done here for the CT side. Otherwise, Mousesports, they'll just continue to barrel forward and press forward. You can 1v5, ask Nico, but it's not easy.
I really, really, really need to see Twist come into this game again. He's got 7 kills right now, actually being outdone by Speedy even, so it's definitely nowhere near good enough. That's going to have to change. Very, very cautious round from Mousesports, as you can tell. They don't want to run into any deagles or anything else.
And with 56, I mean, they're just patient right now, Mousesports. They don't want to run into any more traps. This is a stack on the A side. We'll see if Nico actually figures this out. He's usually the man playing on the extremities. Good use of the angles there to close things off. He doesn't overcommit, and that's so key. Just doesn't overstep into a trap and fall into it. Instead, he's playing it back. He's going to be able to hear all these rotations coming through, and his teammates, in the meantime, they just go charging onto that B side. Off of that info from Nico, they know they can just go ahead and barrel on in. And so Mousesports, they should be able to hold this fairly easily from here on out. They have every advantage. Next, we'll pick up the 1. Nico catches out Pronax, who was trying to lurk him out. And now it's just going to be Pauf, the last man alive here in a 1v5. With a hope, a wish. that he catches Nico somewhere, but Nico hasn't even been hit yet, dude. Like, Nico nearly walks into a point-blank pistol situation and still gets out unscathed.
Gonna give Mousesports a 2-round lead here. GODSENT. Again, this upcoming round is so critical whenever you're on the CT side. It sort of lays the foundation for whether or not you're gonna have a half that gives you a really good economy. We saw what happened to Chris when he didn't have that on the first half of this map. He just almost never could afford the AWP. It had to be really sort of many rounds between them. I think it was like 2 or 3 times he managed to pick it up. Schneider, on the other hand, has gone for one really early on here, so see if it'll make a difference.
Interesting that Nico and Next both had money for the AWP and they don't drop one for Chris. You know, they don't actually just get him that op. Instead, they choose to put him on the Galil and they run 5 rifles, all the nades. But again, you know, Mousesports, I mean, this must be Chris basically saying, you know, I'm not feeling it right now. Let's just go for rifle kind of strategies, because we saw it happen on Inferno as well.
Ooh, that's very quick into connector. They hear the spray from Pronex and they decide, all right, let's just go behind it. Twist looking over the smoke there, right on the other side. Nico, they're gonna bump into each other, and Nico bests him this time around, follows up with a spray on both. It's all the opening you could ever wish for. Schneider hoping to get some sort of chance to get a kill on anyone there, but the bomb is going to be going down and they have to save these rifles. Don't even think about retaking this one.
Yeah, they just had no idea that it was going to be that aggressive. Great change of pace coming out from Mousesports. And again, GODSENT, it's that presence mid. They need to make sure that they're aware of when Mousesports are able to push in, or like where Mousesports can push onto the map. But similar to what happened for Mousesports when GODSENT were able to get control of mid and then move into connector and just completely constrict onto the site. It's just that Mousesports did it so quickly here. GODSENT, they just weren't able to react in time. Missed shot there from Schneider. Had a bit of the AD spam going as well. He gives away his position with the AWP. It would be worth it to try and sack one of these, to try and stack a rifle basically to get this op off of him. But Lekro at range will take out Nico. And now they should both be able to survive. No reason to peek there, Lekro.
Yeah, please.
So scary. Yeah, he just needs to survive. The whole point of you saving is to make it to the next round with your rifle. To die with your rifle, I mean, that's just, it serves no purpose apart from just wrecking your economy. And maybe getting your teammates pissed off at you a little bit.
11-8 currently, Mousesports, and this is what we are worrying about GODSENT on the CT side. There are definitely some kinks to be ironed out, but they don't have the time to do it now. They just have to sort of snap their fingers and somehow get it working.
This is just Nico basically saying, okay guys, we're not going to let go on the pace. We're not going to just slow things down. Instead, we're going to keep the pressure up as much as possible. But Lekro and Schneider are both in position, and neither of them missed the shots this time. And well, that's one way to deal with it. Mousesports, they wanted to try and pull a fast one on GODSENT and get in their face early. They get punished. Nico, however, with the lurk, is going to get faced by 2 players in connector. And GODSENT, now they're actually set up for a fantastic round here. If they could get a perfect hold, that's all they're looking for. Although, as I say, that Twist just caught sleeping. And then the double kill coming out. Spitty just wrecking.
How do they let this happen? That's so reckless. Now Chris is going to be walking into the bomb site, checking it and clearing it. The only upside here is the Speedy has the bomb, and he is about to be run over by 2 people. Might be able to get one if he's being very lucky here, but just 1 bullet is going to finish it. That's the bomb down. And Chris, he was waiting, and he's going to stay waiting over here. And not a lot that he could do, but those are the sort of mistakes, again, on the CT side. GODSENT just, they can't really afford to do that. Schneider with a good kill following up there. And you saw that deep angle that he was taking really early on, trying to see if he could get the shot all the way in the B hallways. That's what I was talking about on the first half. It's such a powerful position, but you can actually get kills in that very narrow angle, but you can also just see. You can see all the way back to when they run into underpass. It's a really good position for him to be taken. Big round.
Yeah, big round, and also, I mean, just big play coming in from Nico to call for the aggression. You do have to like it, where he's just like, you know what, we're not going to let them recover at all. We're not going to let them breathe. Just keep the pressure on. It just doesn't work that time around when they walk right into a great setup from GODSENT. Molotov, though, and Nico not expecting the rush. Twist up close with the MP9 will rush him down. And Mousesports, they do have control of mid. All 4 players here, but GODSENT, they have a great setup on this A side. This is going to come down to Mousesports feeling it out. If they run into this, it's a blender situation.
Dennis wants to overextend, but that's not going to happen. I was about to berate Nico, or sorry, not Nico, but Twist for keeping that MP9. Like, what the hell is he doing? That's such a risk to take right now, but apparently it works out. Both looking for another frag as Twist is going to be picking up Speedy. Chris goes down to Pronax. This is going to be a big round here. Mousesports, their economy cannot handle a loss right now. Next alone in a 1-on-5, and he cannot even do the damage. The Swedes, they are coming back now, 10-11. And it's, I mean, they could buy 1 AK, 1 Galil, and Tech 9s and the rest. I don't think it's worth it.
No, this is where you kind of have to grit your teeth and just say, right, we have to go for some kind of pistol strategy, hope that we get the bomb plant, and just, you know, take it to the teeth. You have to have some faith in your strats at this point, because going for the force buy here, it would just be an insane risk to take. And GODSENT, they would just giggle the entire way through. Because GODSENT are now the ones, you know, setting up with the strong economy. Well, Schneider just getting rushed down, going for the repeat. Spitty is going to get the team kill on Dennis. That's frustrating, but Nico still finds the kill on Schneider. Twist peeks out from Connector and takes out Chris, though. And they still retain control of the situation, GODSENT. That AWP isn't dropped somewhere that Mousesports can get to it easily, so they don't have to worry about it. Instead, they're just going to turn this into a shooting gallery, and Pronax will even get in on the action. Just Nico now, hoping for the lucky headshot, and of course, he's capable of it. The guy's crazy, but Lekro will hunt him down in the end. And it is the tied situation, and no joy whatsoever for Mousesports. No bomb plant. And now Chris has got 5,900.
Now,
there it is.
I think someone forgot to buy head armor that round, Schneider, because that aim punch just completely wrecked him. That's a bit dangerous at this stage in the game. We have a tied scoreline, ladies and gentlemen, at 11-11 here, the third map of the quarterfinals. What a game we're being treated to right now. It's impossible to tell who's going to win. And Mousesports going for a default execute towards the A bomb side. Twist is here, Porf is here. Let's see if Twist could do something. He's been very, very quiet this game. Now would be the perfect time to step it up, and they're coming out of the apartments. 3 men out. He only sprays the one, but Porf, oh my god, they line up. That's almost a 2-for-1 shot there. Gets traded by Speedy, but this is still looking good. They have the man advantage. Nico almost emptying an entire magazine into that sandwich area. And the rotation, I mean, they're already here, and GODSENT are doing a very good job right now. Instead of trying to fight Mousesports, they just say, fine, if you want to go for the bomb plant, we're going to deny you planting any kind of good plant. You have to plant in the default spot. If you do that, we retake and win the round. And Mousesports, so they got a full minute to play with right here. This is now a question of who loses their patience first.
Especially because Mousesports have no nades, nothing to work with to make their lives easier. So they literally are counting on people being out of position. Catch somebody looking the wrong way, get a kill, pick up a nade there, maybe, you know, try and eke out something from that. But like 40 seconds left on this clock, and now
look at how every single position from GODSENT signals not that they want to try and fight and defend the bomb site, just they want to see it. Lekro could obviously get a straight headshot, but Schneider really far back. Pronax to the cover him. They're all just worried about seeing where the action is happening, and Nico almost gets that kill. Schneider, can he actually make it out? He cannot, and he ends up dropping. Did he see Pronax as well?
He did not see Pronax, I don't think, and so now he's waiting. He's just waiting for some kind of reaction to come out. 15 seconds, and the bomb is getting planted, and now they have to worry about where the hell is Nico on this map. But they do have an idea. He's an underpass, so if you can catch out the guy on A quick enough, you might be able to just completely eliminate Nico from the equation and get this going. Yeah, there's the bomb. I mean, there's the smoke. Bomb is obviously planted for Courtyard, but Spitty's got the line on it, and now they have to peek into this, and it's all on Pronax. And what a flick from Spitty! Shuts Pronax down, and now Nico has bought enough time. He's actually on this site, and so Lekro, he's gonna get sprayed from 2 different angles, and there isn't a whole lot that he can hope to do. The bomb is ticking down, and he doesn't hit the shots. It's all over for him. Nico will win through in the end, and Nico with the patient play, it all pays off.
How? Just how?
That's a tilt round right there. That's where GODSENT is gonna be like face palming to the point where their hands go through their faces.
It puts the economy right on the edge. Nico sneaking through underpass to kill Schneider. The only position that they weren't covering, essentially. Schneider sort of had to go and look at it, and Nico was just ready for that. So every other angle they would have come in from, there would have been someone there, and then it would have been a sort of a full 2-on-3 round. So incredible game sense.
That's what makes all, I mean, that's just Nico. There you go. Of course, Nico's going to reason out the one spot on the map he needs to go to have an impact to make the difference for his team. Just huge. And I mean, another just, you know, clinch-worthy round here, because it's 12-11, and both of these teams they hardly have any money to speak of. So you're staring down the barrel of an eco round here if you lose it, and GODSENT, all the pressure on them considering that was their round to lose in the last one.
They do have a very solid setup on the A bomb site right now, and that's worrying because Speedy and Nico are here at the ramp, and they got the bomb in hand, so they're gonna run into Twist, Porf, and Schneider back there, and they even have some Molotovs. Schneider with the AWP, I think he's looking all the way into the middle, in fact, and there's the opening frag. Dennis gonna be going down. They need to follow this up quick, Mousesports, otherwise there's just gonna be more of a rotation coming in. They're already running into a really big stack. Twist is here, and that's an easy kill for him to take on next. Mousesports don't have the money to lose this round either. This is a really, really tight game right now. No one can let go of this round. And 3 versus 5. And again, GODSENT, they should never be able to lose this right now. They've got every chance to do this. 25 seconds on the clock as well. There really isn't time to sort of fake around like they did last time. They can't rotate anywhere else either. I think they're just going to give up the round.
Yeah, that's it. It looks like that. Looks like they're just going to back off and hold on to the AKs for the next round. So that is it. They have enough money for a handful of nades to work with in the next round. Chris can go for full nades. He's got 1,500 or 1,100 in the bank, 400 on Speedy, so that's a couple of flashes to go with the incendiary with the Molotov. But you guys can see, if you live through the round without a bomb plant and you're a terrorist, you get no money at the end of the round. So that is a big hit here for Mousesports. But considering the odds of them getting onto that site, getting the plant, now they actually have something to work with. Next can go for a Tech 9 or a Deeg. He's been getting good shots in. Tech 9 on Dennis. This is getting so scary for Mousesports. Again, GODSENT tie it up 12-12, and GODSENT now, I mean, they are expecting some kind of crazy B-rush to come out of Mousesports. They've got 3 players over there, 1 in connector, only a single player on A, so it's all about the retake. And Nico, of course, he's going to open it up. He takes out Path to start.
That's a beautiful start. Exactly what they need. Here come the Molotov, the smoke follow-up as well. All they need is the bomb plant out in the open. Oh, almost a shot. Nico very low on health right now, but the bomb is being planted inside of the boxes, though. Not the best position necessarily, especially as there are still 2 smokes, 2 Molotovs left on GODSENT, so they could definitely retake this if they just get 1 kill in here and actually manage to smoke off the ramp. Look how far back they all are. They could just get smoked out, and then the defuse can happen. They're actually putting a lot of risk onto this 1 plant here. GODSENT, they're fighting it as well. Pronax moving close with the M4. Looking for an opening. There's going to be the first one happening. Lecro picking up 1 shot on Dennis. And Nico still low. Next taking a kill, but he goes down. Schneider's next. There's Speedy finally falling. Nico now. It's a 1-on-2 Twist. Can he actually get this defuse home? The bomb, the smoke, it's already covering, but he's going to give up on it. Simply makes a run for it. And at least Nico dies with the bomb, but that's going to give Mousesports around 13-12. They break through, and that opening from Nico, that was all they needed. But I'm really scared of them putting so many people on the ramp.
Yeah.
That could have gone bad in 100 different ways.
They were all over the place with it as well, spread out. A couple did push up to Tetris, you know, as the round, as the bomb ticks down. But yeah, Mousesports, they really did not want to take any unnecessary risks early on by giving up any free kills, basically, to GODSENT to make their job easier on the retake. So well done. And of course, Nico, again with the high impact kills. Needs to get that entry at all costs, walks up pit, boom, just opens up that site by picking off the only man holding there, basically, all the way back in CT. 6 shots a hit for him. And so now Mousesports once again in the lead, but GODSENT, they do have enough for a reasonable buy. Both of these teams, man, just scraping the bottom of the barrel at this point, just trying to get anything. But look at this positioning here from Pronax. This is so nasty. Schneider has got a line on him as well, so Pronax has got his back turned in case Flash comes out, anything. But he's just waiting to pounce, and he's all alone. Apart from Schneider back there with the op, it's just Pronax out in no man's land.
There's nobody there. I mean, he's got Schneider, you're right, behind him, but if that fails, then he's going to be very much alone. We've got to look at Schneider's point of view here, because he's going to be the first one to see anyone, and then Pronax is only going to go in afterwards. This is sort of the 1-2 punch. Next, though, almost like he senses that something is up in there. Gonna end up falling back, and if they go to B, which seems like they will, Lecro is here, and he only has a flashbang. He really can't buy any time, so if you can't do that in the B, oh, Pronax sneaking up, and that's a beautiful kill. Nico to go down. That is gonna put Mousesports on edge, and Porf is rotating in, Schneider's rotating in. Mousesports are now about to walk in to a massive trap here at the bomb site.
Especially because Twist was in Palace, but there it is, the start. Lecro, he's going to pick up the first kill. He's already low. Next on 4 HP. The incendiaries are going up, but they're not going to do anything. They're getting shut out of this bomb site. Everything going right for GODSENT again in this key round, just going tit for tat with Mousesports back and forth. That's the combination, man. That is a sick call coming out from Pronax. It's also off a Twist. At the same time as Pronax is pushing top mid and gets the kill on Nico, Twist is pushing into Palace, so they're 100% sure that it's a B-site hit. They know exactly what's coming at that point. Well, Mousesports, they walk right into the blender, and oh, it's nasty, man. This is double eco territory on Mousesports. They just don't have any money left.
Not a lot that they could do right now. Lecro dropping a 30 bomb here at the quarterfinals. Out of all the names that we were mentioning on this team, he wasn't one of them. We had no reason to suspect that he might have been, but my God, he's shown up here. This is such a rarity. It's one thing to find even someone who could sort of just keep their composure on a stage like this, but he's not just doing it, he's playing very well. Completely crisp every single time, it seems. What a find that Pronax has got done. I mean, this is a really, really great pickup. Pronax sneaking on in, and he lines them up. Nex and Chris.
What was that?
That was more classic sort of 1.6 spray.
Jeez. There we go. That got the crowd chanting. Oh, well, I mean, with good reason. They've got Mousesports on the rope now, GODSENT, and now it's all about getting the job done, keeping their cool. And more shots rain out. Pronax with his 3rd kill. But a very nice anti-eco round there for GODSENT, just doing all the work. Establishing a strong economy for themselves going into the last 2 rounds.
And they're going to go Tech-9 armor. Oh. You mentioned the dreaded double eco. They're just going to sort of even out the money here. I mean, they have the loss bonus and a little bit they could probably buy in the upcoming 29th round, but they're giving themselves a chance. It's not really such an awful idea, but it is a pretty slim chance. They don't even have a deagle. Tech-9's instead. Pronax going to charge head first in the middle. Going to pick up the first kill there, and he's got some backup. Pronax with a double kill. Wow, he's stepping up here at the very late stages of this game.
I'm curious to see if Nex can actually capitalize on this, though. It doesn't look like they have any idea that he's still in mid. So can he actually catch somebody off guard, or did they hear the footsteps? That's the question. The crowd is just going wild here because GODSENT are right on the edge of getting onto match point. And Nex up close, not going to get it done versus Twist. Big spray there from Twist. Good reactions from him. Speedy and Nico now the last 2 alive here for Mousesports with a minute left on this clock. But they're out of utility apart from the single flash on Nico, so they just need to cross their fingers and hope that they can get across this gap onto that B site. But the bomb is holding out by connector, so they aren't actually going to just try and rush it. What is going on here, Mousesports? They're just split up all over the place.
I mean, I think they're just hoping for a miracle right now. That's what they're going to have to essentially. Nico has snuck his way quite far in here, which is definitely good news. Will get a chance there with Colt with a grenade out. Pronax just cheated a little bit. Flashbang to follow. Look at Nico. Just utterly outplaying them. But it's still a 2v3, and he gets another headshot in. This can't end like this. He's looking for more. Nico gonna go for the spray. He actually inside headshot. There is no way. Schneider now in a 1-on-2. Nico gonna go for the shot. He's gonna go down. Schneider looking for the last shot here on Speedy. That's all he needs. He's low on health, and there's the headshot. Schneider gonna save the round. Oh my God, Nico. What does he have to do to win this game for his team?
What is that? Look at the reaction from Schneider says it all. But Nico, he just catches them with their pants down. Pronax holding the flash, doesn't see him because he's looking up. In case you're wondering, Pronax is looking up towards the roof, so he has no idea what's happening on the bomb site. But these follow-up 2 kills, I mean, Nico is just incredible. How close do you have to come? But they do get the buy. They get the bomb plant on Mousesports.
There's a tactical timeout, I think, being called here. Either that or oh, it's just a timeout, all right.
Timeout, yeah, it's not the...
Well, it is match and map point here.
Oh, that face says it all, man. What?
Yeah, how much do you have to put on one person to make this work? He is top fragging on the game, on his team as well, 23 kills, so...
It's like Nex is there too, 22 kills. It's just, the big impact kills. It always seems to be Nico who comes through.
I've got to say this as well. Never have I ever heard such a loud crowd in Sweden before. Ever. We've done a lot of events in Sweden, obviously in Stockholm, obviously in Jönköping for DreamHack, but it's never been this loud. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, the stadium life is fitting here. More signs, please, more signs. All right, but it seems like we should be ticking down, getting things ready to go.
What do you do with your Mousesports here? They have the AKs, they have the AWP. Mm-hmm. Those A executes, I think, have been working the best so far. They have been pretty good at it.
They have 2 rounds, right? 2 rounds, they can do this. It's not out of the question, especially because that last round was so expensive for GODSENT. So if they win this round, Mousesports, GODSENT's economy is going to be a little shell-shocked. So, I mean, Mousesports are perfectly capable of picking up these 2 rounds, and you could just go for some straight up kind of A execute. It's just like, I'm curious to see if GODSENT are going to be so ballsy as to put like Pronax at top mid or something again, just going all out aggression in mid, trying to get control away, doing something that Mousesports won't expect. Instead of, you know, waiting passively to see what Mousesports are going to throw at them, instead you go for the aggression, you take the fight to them, and it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. Pronax is so incredibly good. Now they're just going to go charging up the top mid. Pronax gets flashed, but the aggression is here. Dennis will get the punish, but they are trading. Schneider manages to get the wall bang on a Spitty, but well, the rotisserie roll on Twist, I don't know how, whatever, he gets roasted.
Lekro, Polf, and Schneider still left here, but the early engagement is going to be won by Mousesports, which is obviously good news on their part. Not that many grenades left on Mouse either. And 1 Molotov, 2 smokes, flashbangs, plenty of those, but still going to be a bit worrying. Lekro, he's holding over here, and Polf is sneaking up into middle. If he gets the backstab in just as they push, Lekro, he can't really buy time though. He's already used the 1 flashbang he had. If he had a Molotov, it would be beautiful, absolutely beautiful timing. He's hiding on the other side of that smoke. As Polf is moving closer, everything right now is just a question of timing. Schneider is too far away to do anything. Polf, though, oh, he's walking the other way. It's the wrong way. They're all rotating out. Polf, he gets to T-spawn and he makes the call for a team. He simply tells them, no, they're rotating back. They're actually rotating back in here, but now Chris is there to try and see. And now the bomb is going to be going down as well. Mousesports, they've got in completely clean as well. No one there to stop them, and this is going to be an almost impossible retake. Lekro walks into a headshot from next. Schneider gets 1, gets a second as well. It's still a 2-on-2, and backup is coming in. Polf, he's still got the 100 health. There's no bomb plant left either. It's out in the open with just 18 seconds. They got to move right now, and he's hiding in the smoke. They finally found him, but Polf, if he gets this kill, Chris is around the corner with the bomb. He just needs to get 1 shot. They've seen him coming out of the window as well. There's Polf coming with a 1, and Chris trying to hide behind it here. He's got the shot. No, he misses it. Chris going for it again, but Polf is going to do it. Oh my God, GODSENT. They are in the semifinals, 16-13. What a round.
All I'm wondering right now, not only is it incredible to see GODSENT back, it's just how much pain can Mousesports take?
I was about to ask that very same question.
How much pain can you go through? You come so close every single time, and yet this time around, it's GODSENT, it's Pronax, it's Twist, it's Polf, Lekro, Schneider.
Definitely Lekro, my God.
Yeah, nobody expects it from him. Everybody's looking at Twist and Schneider. Schneider may be right, you know. But for Lekro to come through and actually just power through on this last map, yes, Polf, he won the key round at the end, but Lekro, he did so much work through this map.
He was the engine on this map. There's no doubt, no getting around that. What a surprise. What a crazy game this was. We do have the man himself. I'm very pleased. It's Polf on the stage with Smix.
Congratulations, Polf. At the beginning of this tournament, people had no idea what to expect from you guys. In fact, a lot of them counted you guys out. But in the midst of all that skepticism, not only have you guys made it to the top 4 over teams like Luminosity and Astralis, you've made it to the top 4 in your home country for the first time with your team at a significant land. That is an amazing achievement.
Yeah, the crowd is amazing here, you know. We love you guys and thank you all for the support. You really cheered us on and it helped us a lot.
Now, this series against Mousesports was so action-packed. There were so many crazy 1Ds all over the place. But aside from the 1Ds, we need to talk about Mirage because that map was so close, even to the very end. What do you think were the crucial things your team did correctly to have the win tip in your favor?
Wow, I don't know, I think we got kind of lucky, even though I want to say we won on our skill. But we got kind of lucky with some echo rounds, and we just made some decision making that was just crucial, and we kept our calm all the way. We have some problems about being stressed, and our CT sides are very bad. But this game we were calm, and our CT side were actually pretty strong.
Well, starting from day one, this crowd absolutely loves you, Pal. Now, the team that we saw on day one when you were facing Navi does not look like the team we just saw today. It feels like you guys are constantly improving day by day every time that we see you play at DreamHack Masters Malmö. So what has it been like for you personally?
For me personally, I just think we have grown together and individually, and what to say really. I'm really happy about the results, because the first day we knew we played really, really poorly. That wasn't our game. We didn't go according to our game plan, but yesterday, the day before that, and today we've been just playing out of our minds and doing exactly and perfectly executing everything we wanted.
Now, for my last question, your next opponent will be either Virtus Pro or the Ninjas in Pajamas. Now, both of these teams are obviously world-class teams. Both of them have been major champions. Which team would you want to prefer? Would it be the Polish team or would it be your Swedish, I guess, brothers?
I know everyone wants me to say Swedish, since that game is like, it will be really, really hyped and stuff like that, but I don't really know who I want to face. I think both of those teams are really fun to play against, and yeah, I guess I say NIP, NIP.
Well, the crowd definitely loves your answer, and of course, with that, we are guaranteed at least one Swedish team in the semifinals. Alex, back to you.
Thank you very much, Sue. GODSENT have indeed done it, and that was a bit of a nail-biter towards the end of that one, gentlemen. Not something we would have anticipated coming into this one.
Damn
the desk
you,
didn't know what to expect, and turns out we should have expected a fantastic game of CS. Gentlemen.
I'm cursed.
Easiest prediction of my life.
Oh my God.
You're going with that line, really?
That was worth it, just
So
to see
technically-
Yanko's face when Mousesports lost.
Since I've been
There's
wrong
nothing
this
better.
whole weekend, I should bet for VP now, and NIP will win.
That's it. Okay. So basically, Robin's got the curse of the prediction at this point in time. But okay, I'm just going to start. I know we should start at the beginning, but I just want to start with a few things that are fresh in our heads, right, towards that end of the map. Nico, how much does this man have to do? 2 versus 5, kills 4 of them and still can't see that round converted into a win. That's got to be so demoralizing for Mousesports.
Obviously needs to kill all 5 people.
Skill up, yeah. What are you doing, Nico? Stop slacking.
I mean, no, this is, I mentioned in the pregame, the example of their game against Astralis in the online part, and how you could see that they fell apart after losing that one round, the pistol round. Here, it was the 3rd round of the game. That basically they lose against a full eco, when they even have a man advantage, they have the equipment advantage and everything. I'm not going to go too deep on that right now, but you could see from that point on, even you could see that Nico was obviously tilted by that fact, and it's not that he's raging at his teammates. I don't think he's, flaming them or anything like that. It's just that the tone of his voice changes because of how they lose those rounds, right? And I think that is maybe even the only flaw he has as a player, that then affects his team and affects their performance in a negative way as well.
And we saw some breakout performances. I mean, we were talking about some individuals we did not touch on Lecro, and I'm feeling kind of guilty about it after that performance, Moses.
Yeah, well, I mean, no one really knew who it was coming into this, but I think we're going to start figuring that out pretty quickly. He had an amazing game, and also, I mean, it wasn't just Nico that showed up. Next actually showed up. That was what was really impressive from GODSENT. It was Nico and Next that both showed up.
Yeah, I mean, well, Lecro is the real exciting factor here, and actually Parla's standing by with him now. We get to hear from the man himself. We just described it as a breakout performance. How's he doing, Parla?
I think he's probably doing quite well. Lecro, initial feelings coming out of that amazing series.
It feels amazing. Like, I wasn't expecting this going into the tournament, but now that it happened, it's amazing.
Before we go into a few details about that series, you are still a bit of an unknown quantity when it comes to this level of CS. Can you give us some of your background and maybe dispel some of the rumors or mystery that is out there with regards to you?
I played previously in public layer, and through that I got into FPL, and through there I played pretty well, and they asked me to play, so that's how I made my name like decently.
Who was it then that asked you? Who is kind of like your main friend or whatever? Who spotted you playing FPL and doing so well?
I didn't really have any like friend before I got asked, but Twist asked me after he played FPL like a lot of times. They said they wanted to try me out, and I said yeah.
I think Schneider mentioned to me a few days ago when we were recording our LAN video that you guys used to mess around in servers together, not actually playing serious CS. Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, we're just playing, like, we have a lot of fun together. It's like, even when we prac, it's still fun. Like, it's always fun.
That's awesome. And so currently then, are you happy with this squad? Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel everyone is gelling together? What's it like, for instance, to work with the mastermind Pronax?
It's great. Like, the way he uses everyone in the team is amazing. Like, you can really like feel like anyone can do anything. Like, and the calls are just amazing. It's really good.
All right then. So going back to this series, before then we will go on to a bit about what's coming up next for you guys, which will be the winner of the next match coming up. But this series, you know, do you think you guys could have played better? What points do you think you guys did well in? And just general thoughts with regards to the series.
I think our T-sides were a lot stronger now than it was before. I'm really satisfied with our T-sides, and Cash, we were expecting it was their pick, so even if we lost it, it was whatever, because we knew the other two maps we were really strong at. So we were never worried, through even if we lost the first map.
I think it was 16-7 to Mouse and then 16-10 to you guys. Then it ended being 16-13. So bar the first map, it was relatively close. Did you expect that going into it? Were you guys prepared for Mouse specifically?
Yeah, I know, like, there's a really strong aim-sided team. Like, they aim really good, and we know if we can get rolling, it will be fairly easy if we win the duels, because that's what they take a lot.
Talking about frightening aim, props where props are due. Nico had some absolutely insane plays throughout that series, and their team were playing well overall. But specifically with regards to Nico, there was that 28th round, just a few rounds before the end of the match, where Nico snuck through. I think he got through short, got on to the bomb site, and he got the 4K, but then Schneider came through with 2 kills in the 1v2 clutch. That must have been awesome to see.
Yeah, it was so awesome. We even had to take a pause because everyone was so excited, and we had to calm down together. But there was an insane play by him, and he really played it well.
Then once again, that final round which ended the match, you guys were looking like you were in a bit of trouble, but Schneider, the veteran, came through again. Do you often need to kind of be able to place that sort of trust in your teammates so that you know in those situations everything is going to be all right?
Yeah, like with every player we have, I don't think anyone's worried even if it's a 2v5 situation or like 1v5, we still believe. Like any player in our team can do that, so we really trust each other.
All right, before we get on to the final bit about who you guys are very likely going to play, well, we can't really say very likely depending on who you think is going to win the next match, but before we get on to that, you know, Swedish teams, are you guys getting up there with the best of them? Is this the start?
Yeah, I think it's the start. We're just gonna move forward from this and play big tournament and other big tournaments and just keep rolling.
All right, well, so final thing then, VP and NiP. Firstly, what is your prediction for the matchup?
I'd say 2-1 for NiP. I don't know scores, but that's what I hope, and that's why I'd say it, because I want to play them.
There we go. I was going to say, is it because you are Swedish, or you maybe are, well, or whatever? Can you be a fan of NiP whilst playing on a team that might potentially come up against them?
Yeah, I'd say it's possible, because I'm still a like young player, and I haven't played with the pro players like that. And I'd say I really respect the NiP players.
Well, you are playing with some legends on your team right now, and who do you think, out of those two teams then, friendship and, you know, fan feelings aside, which team do you think you would like to play the most in terms of continuing on in the competition and potentially winning?
You mean playing with what team I would prefer the most playing with? The team I have now.
No, sorry. I mean, which team would you, out VP and NiP, would you prefer to play based on who you guys think you could beat and would be the better matchup? Final question.
I know it's difficult. I think VP would have easier to play against, but I'd prefer playing against NiP because I think it'd be a really good match.
All right, well, there we go. I'm sure the Swedish fans would be absolutely buzzing to see that. So congratulations, Letcro. You can go off now and relax, and I will see you tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
I love that. Lovely storyline there from Lecro. Like, just the fact that this dude has just been approached like, hey, you're quite good at CS. Do you want to have a go at some playing with us? And these big names, like big names that you've probably been watching for so long, and now he has an opportunity to play alongside them. Now he's in a semi-final, and Lecro, a huge performance from him individually. You can see the stats tell you the whole story. You'll be able to see just how well him and his team did perform. But it was no easy feat, of course. Gentlemen, let's dive a little deeper into this one. Jason, what are we talking here?
Actually, Lecro, actually, he looked like he looked like he had the post-adrenaline like nerves in that interview. He seemed like shaky in that interview. That's pretty cool, just the excitement of it. Actually, it's actually crazy to look at. I mean, you could look at all the top heavy scores. Nico, Nex, obviously, and then Twist, Lecro, but you want to talk about a guy who had massive impact kills as Pronax, and you don't normally know him for having that kind of high level of impact frags. But he was a beast in this game. Won a couple clutches, especially in Mirage. I noticed a couple big double kills there towards the end. So I mean, that was really cool to see. But just like I said, it's just very impressive that we see GODSENT beat Mousesports when Nex also showed up. That's always been the criticism of Mousesports, is who's going to show up next to Nico, and he had a teammate here, and they still lost.
I mean, all of the individuals delivered as well. I mean,
no one played bad.
Yeah. And we were talking about like Palf and the entire roster from both sides. It didn't feel like there was a standout underperformer, which usually is what we find ourselves banging on about, is that one of these people that should have didn't. Instead, it just felt like both of these teams gave it their all, or am I making silly statements?
I mean, what you're gonna see here on the forums is, oh my God, yeah, they just won, but kick Pronax. He did horrible this game. Look at the stats. No, okay, everyone,
shut up.
Shut up. With the F in the middle. But that just comes, as Jason was saying, he had a lot of impact kills that game, and the stats never really tell the full story. Yeah, you can have a game where you play bad and your stats show the correlation to it, right? But then you have the stats show the complete opposite, where it's like, oh yeah, he had bad stats. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Maybe his stats were bad, but the impact kills, and keep in mind, he's the guy running this whole show. He's the in-game leader of a team that's very new. You have even a player like Lecro, who has not been in a professional scene whatsoever. Schneider has been out of the game for a long time as well. And Twist, yeah, Twist's been around forever, but not when it comes to like a top-tier tournament like this as well. So and obviously Palf is the newcomer. So it takes a lot, mental strength and even being smart in general for Pronax to even be able to run this team, and on top of that, get these impact kills. So overall, I think I'm very impressed by GODSENT in general this series. I think they showed quite a few people that you know that they actually can play.
Us included.
Yeah, I mean us included, obviously. And then again, just going back, this just comes to show again for Mousesports, unfortunately, looking good in groups, coming in here looking great first map. Losing the second map, which it should have lost. I mean, I don't think anyone had them actually win that map. But then coming into Mirage, which is one of their better maps, just fall apart.
Oh, he fall apart. It's strong.
I don't know if you have that one situation. The reason why I say fall apart is that when you know that you're in the deficit and the communications actually fall apart in terms of like they're breaking down. The lack of information in certain rounds cost you rounds, and that essentially costs you the game. One particular one.
I don't have that round, but
okay, yeah. So like there, and I'm sure if you go back, you will see many situations like these. But this is just one that I just pointed out to Janko as well, where you have, I think it was Chris J on CT side on Mirage, where he's in CT ramp watching through T ramp, and no one is covering Palace. He has one player that's right under Palace. But he's not peeking, so probably got the call. Well, I got Palace, don't worry about it. Wide peek, he ends up getting killed from Palace, and then they have the entire bomb site. Just the round falls apart completely, and the loose round. That's what I'm saying about like falling apart. You can still play good, but still fall apart. And that's what you saw there. The team breaking down in terms of comms.
One of the criticisms I heard everyone in the green room kind of shouting at Mouse was that they were playing rather passive on the CT side, almost giving a lot of control to their opponents. And actually, Jakob, what have you got for us in your breakdown this time?
I mean, it is the one round that I mentioned briefly on the desk. So it is the third round of the first half, and Mouse had a good start even in the pistol round. Next and Chris J getting 2 kills, Nico getting a kill, so it did seem like a really good start for them. But what you will see here is you can see that all of the GODSENT players, none of them have armor. They only have a couple of deagles, some grenades on Pronax, so they're basically on an eco round. They've been on an eco round for 2 rounds in a row, while on the other hand you can see that Mouse players, they have, everyone has weapons, of course, armor, grenades. Chris J is the only one on a pistol because he's saving for an AWP. So you can see that this tells you that Mousesports knows that GODSENT is going to be on another eco. So now we can roll the clip to see what happens. Schneider gets a sick one dig here, and that puts initially the advantage towards GODSENT, but here you can see that Mouse players, they check mid, they see Pau, who had the bomb, so they know that the bomb was stopped mid. Then Chris J gets 2 kills on the A Bob side. So, but now, this is where it gets interesting. So at this point, there's only maybe between 15 and 20 seconds left, I think. But look at Mousesports players, the setup. They have 2 players towards mid still. Next is so scared that someone is, you know, in the A bomb side, that they can be in spawn, that he's playing all the way towards CPL, just holding this angle, so if someone pushes him, and Speedy is alone all the way towards the B bomb side. So they're playing really scared. They're playing too defensively in a sense. They could have Next just push, or could have Nico push with Next together and at least get some more information. They have the advantage of armor and the weapons as well, but instead of that, they will let GODSENT come into the side, get even a favorable plant, and then even when they go for the retake, they take so long to clear all of those angles. They play it too safe that even with the added 5 seconds after the last update, they don't have enough time to defuse the bomb, since Pau had a couple of great kills with the Deagle as well. We can roll the rest of the clip to see how it plays out. So you can see that they take a really long time coming out of CT spawn, trying to clear all of the angles. They're also doubting if someone is flanking them from mid, maybe super late. You can see that they're a bit insecure. Pau gets 2 really good kills, and Nico, after the first like 3 seconds, he realized that at this point he can't even go for it. So it was a round that really messed up Mousesports' even economy. Meant a lot for GODSENT, because after going 2 rounds on an eco and then winning a round, you obviously have a lot more money. And I think it was what Robin talked about, that it affected Mousesports on a psychological way as well, and really caused them to fall apart ultimately in map number 3.
Is that going to be a bit of a running trend for Mousesports, do you think, Janko, this whole kind of mental aspect? I mean, it's kind of crazy that we are going to constantly be addressing the so close yet so far. These guys must surely be towards breaking point now.
This is a huge problem for them, because the situation that I just pointed out, it happens all the time with them. It happens all the time against different teams, even against teams that when they are the underdogs as well. And it comes down to they're playing in those situations not to lose, instead of playing to win. Like even if you just win the round in the end, you still gave them a plan for no reason. You gave them a lot of room. You gave them an ability to kill some of your players, which then hinders your own economy. So I dislike the approach they have towards that, and I agree with you. It's obvious that this team has problems, and that the players have a problem within their mentality, that they just don't seem to be winners. It's been too many times that they've been in these situations against teams who are objectively weaker than them, but also against stronger teams, like being 14-8 up against Luminosity and Katowice and so on, and they just can't seem to find that extra 5% to close out games.
So the next question, Jason. What needs to change? If not, does there need to be a change for Mousesports? This is becoming a bit too much of a trend now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really like to speculate on like roster changes for other teams or anything, but yeah, I mean, there does definitely need to be some kind of change, because the scary part for me is that, you know, when we've seen them collapse and struggle over the past few months, it's always been because it's only been Nico. That's where the whole like Nico Sports has come from. Now they had Next. Now they had Chris J showing up and having a good game. Not being dominant, but just, you know, doing his job. And they have all these things going on and they still lose the match, that's when you get really, really worried. And it definitely is probably a mentality thing where they're playing a little bit too scared. Maybe being like, okay, we've been in this situation before, we know it's coming, and once they start to believe it, then it just kind of seeps out into their play. So yeah, I mean, there does need to be some kind of, I mean, I know they have the coaches and the analysts, but I mean, there's got to be something that changes in terms of preparation, in terms of their mindset, or whatever it might be.
Anything to add, Robin, before we do head over?
I mean, just to touch on Jason's part there, one thing to notice that when you get a coach, the first thing you want to do as a coach or even as an analyst is not look at your opponents. You want to look at yourself.
Yeah.
What are we doing wrong? What can we improve? And then once you have that in order, then you can start looking at the other teams. Or maybe like other teams are doing here. Oh, yeah, you know what you're playing the day before. Yeah, look into it then. But make sure that your game plan is solid.
Sure.
And I don't think we saw that today from Mousesports.
Focusing too much on their opponents, perhaps.
Would have been nice to have us too as well.
Yeah, that's
I mean, they did win their map, so can't really fault them for that. It's just...
Yeah, and they did look good on Inferno as well, but then Twist just decided that he's going to win the game for his team and got one around on an eco with some crazy one digs, then won the next round by pushing B, clearing that, and then had another clutch round against Speedy, who before that played it perfectly, like when he moved around pit in the smokes and so on. So, I mean, but that's what you're playing against, right? That's what you have to deal with. You have to deal with the individual firepower that GODSENT has.
And with all of that said, it does look like there's going to be already one Swedish side in the semi-finals for DreamHack Masters Malmö. This is the bracket, of course, as it currently stands. You can see that one more game to go. It will be El Clasico. Virtus Pro, the Polish plow, going up against the historical Swedish champions NIP. Of course, would be meeting their Swedish counterparts in the semi-finals should they pick up the win. It's going to be decided over a best of 3 after our break. But before we go, you know what's coming. The Score Esports application is available for all your news, your articles, anything you want to do regarding... I thought you were going for a fist pound. We're going to make this happen. No, come on, come on. There you go, you didn't leave me hanging. The Score Esports, though, as I was trying to tell you, news, articles, stats, the whole shebang, you go grab that while we do take ourselves a quick break. In fact, we're going to go ahead and remind you of what you may have witnessed. Nico teaching us how to pistol round with the Deagle. Very few players can get away with that.
And that was 5 out of 6 pistols as well and still lost the best of it.
And that was one of the many few moments that tilted Yanko off the face of the planet. Twist delivers on Inferno. GODSENT roaring with the rest of the Swedish crowd. RDL, of course, behind them, making all the noise in the world. Then it closes out on Mirage, and Pauf was the one delivering in buckets. Still with the Deagle. Volvo, nerf, please, as they managed to get that crowd roaring, and it has been a pleasure, guys. One more game to go. We have ourselves VP versus NIP after this.